travelling the world, there is good and bad. And one of the things we really miss when we're on the road is seeing our favourite bands live.
Yeah, because you can't be in the same place as your very, very favourite bands. Now, one of our favourite bands, don't know if you can guess who they are. If you can, stick it in the comments below. But we were fortunate enough to find that they were going to be playing a gig in Europe around the same time that we were going to be there. And it was in this tiny little town, tiny little town outside of Frankfurt in Germany. So we thought we need to make everything happen to be able to see Mesh in Germany. And the thing about doing what we do and having this kind of flexible lifestyle is when we decided we were going to do this, we told some friends, didn't we?
We did.
And what kind of reaction did we get from some of those?
It was amazing when both sets of friends said, we're going to make that happen. We're not local, but we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, so one set of friends, they're from New Zealand, and they've got a similar lifestyle to us. They're travelling full time, and they were in Europe sourcing a new overlander motorhome in France. Once they heard we were going to be in Frankfurt, they said, right, we're going to drop everything, and they drove all the way to Frankfurt to have an afternoon with us, which was great.
Brilliant.
The other, Steve and Uta. Now, these two, Steve I've known since I was 18 years old and has always been a massive, massive inspiration.
Who's your best man?
He was best man at our wedding, yeah. Always been a massive inspiration to me. And the reason is because Steve always likes to live life a little bit differently. He will always look at what the norm is and he'll just do his own thing. And one of the things that he did many years ago was gave up the whole corporate life to learn deep sea diving and then ended up working in the Maldives, teaching diving, and he's gone on doing other things there. And that's when he met his wife, Uta, which they...
Lovely. Both such a warm couple and just so lovely.
You know, you can see these pictures here. They've even got a cat, Goofy. I remember I was once having a video chat with Steve. He was walking down a beach in the Maldives and I was in rainy England and I'm just chatting to him. I'll tell you what I was chatting to him about in a second. Yeah, and while I'm talking to him, he's got Goofy behind him. He takes Goofy out for a walk every night, walking along the beach.
Cute.
And as I'm chatting, he's talking into his phone. He's like, Goofy, not that way. We're going this way today. Cat lovers, always going to be good people. What I was actually talking to him about then was exactly what Sarah and I decided to do. That was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, saying, Steve, what we're planning to do is sell everything we own to travel the world full time.
Because he could sort of relate to that.
Yeah, he throws everything in the air and lets the dice roll and see where it lands. And I said to him, is this something you think we can do? And he said, it's not for everyone. He said, if anyone was going to be able to do it, then Neil, certainly you can. Sarah, not so sure, because
he wasn't the only one.
Not the most adventurous person back then, but now look at her, almost 4 years travelling the world full time. So if we can do it, you can do it too. So let's just get back to the story though, Sarah. We're in Frankfurt and we were there primarily to see Mesh, and then the weekend just got better and better because we were seeing Steve, Uta and our other friends as well. Not mentioning the other friends because they didn't want their name in the video, and that's absolutely cool. So the first day we got there, we met Steve and Uta.
We did,
and
down
spent
by
the
the
whole
river.
day.
Absolutely beautiful place. One of those places where as soon as you get there, you just feel like this is perfect scenery to meet
really
some
relaxed. I remember the day we got there, it was raining like crazy, and we thought the whole weekend was going to be a bit of a washout. And then when almost as we met Steve and Uta, the sun started to shine, and
Uta got me on the apple wine and soda water, which is a local drink. I just love that stuff.
That's right.
Because it's like a spritzer.
It's beautiful.
Lovely.
It's beautiful. Not something I would choose every time because being in Frankfurt, I was kind of drinking a lot of their beer because their beer is very good as well. But after we'd spent a whole day with them, we spent the whole afternoon, evening, and then met them for breakfast. We then dropped them at Frankfurt main station.
We did.
And as we dropped them, our other friends arrived. So all 6 of us had a little chat together. And then we spent the day with those guys.
It was so weird because we were walking back to the station. We were actually in the station, and then it would literally walk that way, and then I saw coming the other way our other friends, and so it was like quick introduction. Yeah. And then off with the next friends.
Off we go. We had a brilliant time with them as well. Again,
it did rain really heavy then though. We had to make a run for it.
We spent a lot of time under a canopy, and then I remember getting drenched anyway.
Yeah. It We went for a lovely meal.
Yeah, fantastic afternoon and dinner with those guys. Then the following day was the mesh day.
Sorry, the cheese.
What was that
cheese?
cheese?
I can't remember what it was called now.
I'll put it on screen. But that cheese...
music.
Yeah. It'll be on screen. So music cheese. Basically what it means, our friends explained this to us.
Yes, but they made us try it.
It's very rich cheese. And the cheese is the sort of cheese that will make you make a tune. Much like a trumpet. The following day was the mesh day. So what did we do that day, Sarah? We got on the train, didn't we? We went into the centre of Frankfurt.
This was probably late morning, lunchtime. So we went straight and found a place for lunch.
We did. Before the gig today, we've come into the centre of Frankfurt. I think this is actually the financial centre over there, shopping centre in that direction. We're not too sure because although we've been here a couple of days, we've been spending time with friends. We haven't had a chance to really look up and see Frankfurt around us. But we've come to a cafe called Salzkammer, which is very German and traditional. And I've gone for something that's very traditional in Germany, and that is a nice pilsner.
I've gone for Austrian cheese sausage and sauerkraut with bacon, which sounds delicious, mustard and cheese, and a side of the potatoes with parsley, because we had to order the Frankfurt green sauce, which is, I think, like mayonnaise, 7 herbs, egg, so that's going to be delicious dipped in the potato, and then some sourdough bread as well to make it all up. And after that we just get lost, didn't we? Just have a wander around.
We wandered. So what did you think of the architecture?
Lovely. Like with any European city, there's always the square and the beautiful architecture, the tall buildings, ornate, just lovely cafe culture.
Yeah, beer culture as well. That was a big square with a fountain in the middle, which was
all
just
cobblestones.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Almost everywhere we walked in Frankfurt, and we walked a long way. Everything we saw was beautiful. I think you always get those places around by the station where it's a little bit sketchy. Around Frankfurt station, not the best. But you get away from the station and it's absolutely beautiful. Then we went down to the river because now it was as sunny as anything. And we saw a lot of, I don't know, what do you call them, Frankfurters?
He's talking about people.
Yeah, what do you call someone from Frankfurt?
That's interesting.
I'm going to call them Frankfurters. If you're from Frankfurt, just tell me if I've got that wrong. I may have done. But walking down the river was just beautiful. There were people on boats having parties.
Oh, yeah.
We even saw...
there was hen weekends, but very, very classy. All having lovely picnics.
Classy. I'm not sure that this bit was classy, Sarah, but a lot of it was classy. She was probably from the UK. We had a great time down by the river, but then we knew time was ticking. We needed to get back to our hotel for the big night.
Yes.
So we got back to the hotel, got changed, and then headed out into the centre of Frankfurt, and then on a double-decker train out to the tiny little town.
One real observation about Frankfurt, and maybe other parts of Germany, but the train system is really difficult to understand.
Complicated.
Really complicated.
We've used networks of trains and trams and undergrounds all over the world.
Found this so complicated.
Yeah, and we've done fine. But in Frankfurt, just getting from the airport into town, that was tricky.
Yeah.
So
normally it's really signposted, isn't it? But
yeah, we did struggle a little bit. But you know, what can you do? What can you do? But we did it. We got on that double-decker train and got to the little town of Langen. And the first thing we needed to find, and we got there a couple of hours early, due mainly to excitement.
Right in front of us was a lovely bar with the garden, and it had this huge tree, all the lights strung around it, and tables out, families having their dinner, and it was just a perfect setting. So it was a lovely evening.
Yeah, so we had a couple of beers there. We actually bumped into another couple who were Mesh fans.
Yes.
German, I believe, with their two kids wearing Mesh t-shirts.
That's always great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely. I love seeing that. And why this was special to us is because Mesh, they're a British band. They come from a little town or a city in the UK called Bristol. But they're really popular in mainland Europe and especially in Germany.
Yeah.
We've seen them once in Germany, in Berlin, at a music festival, which was
brilliant day.
Stunning, absolutely amazing. But seeing them in this little town, if you'd have said to me there's an electronic
Yeah.
behemoth of a band playing in Langan tonight, I go, no, I don't think so. There wasn't even any cars on the road. But this was what they called their legacy tour. So they're working on a new album at the minute, and this gave us a chance to listen to a lot of the old tunes that we haven't heard for a long time, and taking us back to when we first met. So we got to the venue, got in, and well, we just had the most incredible night. So we made it into the venue. This is what early retirement for us has been all about. We're in Germany seeing one of our favourite bands, Mesh. I've got a Pilsner and I've got a pretzel. And I'm going to see the best band in the world on that stage right there. Right, we've just come out of the gig.
Yes.
They've still got a couple of tracks to play, but we're away out of Frankfurt. So
Yeah,
we got about 20
on for the train.
we got a 20-minute walk to the station to get our train to where we're staying. But Sarah, how was that for you?
Oh my God, it was amazing. There's something about seeing Mesh in Germany, because that's where they're mostly known.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible. Just love
Yeah.
it. There's
British
just something
band.
about a European gig. that
British
makes it
band, but
really
they
good. Yeah.
are loved in Germany. That was fantastic. And that is what retirement for us is all about, that we can do these crazy stuff. We're in a little town called Langen in Germany. Beautiful little town, actually.
Yeah.
But we could do this. So, let's wrap this up right here, Sarah.
Okay.
So, you start.
Our dream is world travel. What's yours?